This is the real reason we come to the cinema. Fizzy cola bottles. Okay, let's check out Predator Badlands. Let's do this. Okay, welcome back to FilmDirt on location. The film's just now finished, and I'm still here, just in the adjoining cafe. As usual, this is a non-shill channel, and I'm only giving my unbiased thoughts. So, Predator Badlands. I quite liked it, but it's not perfect. I'm going to go straight off the bat and say it's not as good as Prey. But, nevertheless, I enjoyed this. In a different kind of way. It's a very visual spectacle with very little substance, behind the surface. Now, I'm all for lots of visuals and lots of good action and stuff to look at, but I really want something, with substance. I want a story. Even in action films, I want that emotion. It doesn't have to be in, large portions, but I just want something there behind everyone's eyes. And I want to feel something, I want to care, and I want to know what certain characters are going through. I don't just want to look at lots of pretty things, and there are pretty things here, but there's got to be a reason, there's got to be something behind all of that. The action here is great, and the whole setup and the whole objective here is great. We're with a young predator called Dek, and we're again going through his journey in a games-themed test. And we know that the predators are, driven by honour and a sense of accomplishment, where it's a rite of passage in survival. We get all of that once again, and what this film does really well is giving us the little backstory there between Dek's father and his brother. There's that emotion there. And the performer that plays Dek, Dimitrius, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. I'm just about coping with European names in my family, so I'm not even going to try this. But he does really well. I understand that it's a suit, but with a CG augmented face. And to be honest, I didn't mind that. I thought the right amount of believability in facial expressions, albeit a predator being, I thought was really good. I was pleasantly surprised. I was getting ready to see some Uncanny Valley CG enhancements, but I really didn't see that for the most part. So the Predator itself, very good. But everything else in the film, a lot of the fights, a lot of the big beasts that we see, weren't really generated to the very highest standards for me. Lots of tentacle beings that just appeared as part of just another enemy to fight. And regenerating, quick healing, it's very good, but you're kind of scratching your head wondering what's going on. But again, it's another visual spectacle. The great big enemy they called the Kalisk, it was a very strange looking thing. It's a cute but deadly looking, it's a cross between the two, and its weight and presence on screen, it was all good. And I have to say, I preferred the synthetics as the main villains. We know there's some funny goings on in the background of Weyland-Yutani Corporation, and they've got these synthetics replacing human workers because they're more obedient, I guess, and it's kind of mirroring AI as we know it today. I thought that part of it was great, and they all kind of look alike. I'm pretty sure it's the same actor. I'd much rather we concentrated on those as the main enemy and maybe see more of them. They didn't seem to be in the film as much. You mostly saw Dek, and although we did spend most of the film with Dek, I feel we still didn't really get under the hood of what is motivating him past the story about his father and his brother. So going back to what I said earlier, I just really wanted a little bit more substance, because I just think the Predator itself is a very interesting character, considering it's an alien beast. I think there was a bit more there we could have tapped into. Now, overall, what I didn't really like was the little sidekick alien called Bud. It's not surprising that Disney have got some say in this film. Even if you don't know either way, you can tell, because little Bud is the spitting image of Baby Yoda. You know, it even sounds the same with its squelching, and if Disney weren't part of this, they would probably claim copyright infringement. It's just uncannily the same creature, and that's where a lot of the comedy comes into the film. I like little instances of comedy here and there, but when it just goes on a little bit too long, like it did in the first half towards the middle of the film, I was thinking, when is this going to end? It's just too much. And when there's too much comedy, it's really taking you out of the whole premise of the film and the emotion established with Deck's backstory. So now, do we all have to have like a cute little sidekick in every film? I hope not. The second half itself was where I really wanted the film to pick up after a disappointing first half. We get to see the threads of the story between Elle Fanning's Thia and Tessa. Both halves of her performance, brilliant. There is a sense of threat and peril there. And the elements of double crossing and who's good and who's bad was really interesting. And it's a shame that we got so many bad portions of the film that kind of spoiled the good parts, like I just mentioned. It's disappointing. After Prey was really good, Dan Trachtenberg really took a backward step with Badlands. When I reviewed Prey on this channel, probably one of the very early reviews of this channel, I think I gave it 4 stars or 4.5. I'll stand by that. It's a really good film and it's better than Badlands. Also, this film was over quickly. I think I counted about an hour and 45 minutes runtime, and that's quite refreshing in the eve of 2.5 and 3 hour films. So while we could have added maybe a scene or two of character development for Deck, we could have also cut back on some of the unnecessary comedy in the middle portion of the film, around the fire when Bud is going through his routine. But the elements of comedy which I did find really funny was when he discovered those bugs that self-exploded when he threw them like grenades. His expression, although CGI, I thought looked great. And that's what CGI is supposed to enhance in a character expression. A rubber mask couldn't convey that. So while they got the look of the Predator on point, a lot of the enemies are a little bit too CG looking, and that took me out of it just slightly. Okay, let's have a score. I'm going to go with 3 stars. It's still good, I still like the film, and it's an above average film, but it's just not as good as Prey. I'm just wondering now if Dan Trachtenberg is going to bring us his 3rd Predator film. I'd be all for that. Hopefully it'll be more serious like Prey and less comedic than Badlands was. So, with that, thank you for joining me. I'm off home now. Like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Speak to you again soon at the movies. All the best to you and take care.